Welcome to Thursday Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing some Cadrim tap lights. Okay, here they are. If you buy a box of these, you'll probably get 6 of them with 2 remotes. These things have remotes? Yes. You know those old tap lights you could buy at the Dollar Tree or whatever? Well, they make LED versions now. It also has RGB functionality. Each light requires 3 AA batteries, which are not included. If you want to power all 6 lights, you will need 18 AA batteries, which is a little ridiculous. Once the batteries are in, it works about like you'd expect. The remote is not technically required to use it, but there are several features only accessible through the remote. If you click it, it turns on to a warm white glow, just like an old school tap light. Unfortunately, though, pressing it again doesn't turn it off. Instead, it goes to red. Then you push it again for green, then blue, then off. If the light is on, you can hold the button to dim it. You can fine-tune the dimming to any level you want. Once it goes all the way dim, it brightens back up again. The remote is useful in many other ways. It requires a CR2025 battery to operate. It gives you access to 12 other colors as well as white. It also gives you more intuitive access to the dimming controls. Pushing the on or off buttons powers them on or off. Duh. But the lights have memory too. If you put this light on a blue color and turn it off, it will remember that if you push the on button again. The remote also has 2 demo modes. Smooth cycles all the lights through all colors in a slow rainbow. The fade option brightens and darkens the currently selected colors. There are also 2 timers, a 30-minute or 60-minute one. I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but I think the remote sensor is where the Cadrim logo is. It doesn't matter too much though, because these things are really sensitive. I will demonstrate in a second how to program the lights to show certain colors and remember them. You might notice that they don't have an adhesive backing to mount to cabinets or whatever. Fear not though, because they give you adhesive pads in the box. I haven't mounted these anywhere in the house, so I don't know if they're any good, but I'm sure they're just fine. These things measure 3 inches in diameter, which is 7.62 centimeters. These easily fit in the palm of your hand and are noticeably smaller than the cheap old tap lights from 10 or more years ago. Alright, I'm now going to demonstrate just kind of the remote, just kind of all-in-one kind of deal here, with 3 tap lights. I was going to show you 4 of them, but the batteries died in it, so here's the 3 of them. I'm actually going to turn my video light off. Now, this should be a little easier to see. Now, yeah, pressing on turns all 3 lights on. Ooh, this one's looking dim, isn't it? That's interesting. I can also just use the minus button and darken them all, or the plus button to make them lighter. Yeah, it hasn't got a clue what to focus on. Yeah, you see the flickering? That means that they don't have correction circuitry in there to fix the flickering. But I'm going to dim these all the way so I can show you a little bit of this remote using backlight. Hopefully my camera compensates. Yeah, actually that does pretty good. Now I want to, ooh, the white balance changed. I want to show you that pressing a color on this remote changes all 3 lights at the same time. Any color, that's a weird color, any color you want. And if you select a color more than once, like if you hit white and then hit white again, you notice they blink. The blink just tells you that it didn't change the color of the lights, but it recognizes that you pushed a setting on the remote. It does the same thing with the timer modes. Okay? Now, I want to show you also how to program the lights for memory. Because, right, if I push this weird orangey color, and then I hit off and on, you see that it remembers the color. Now you can use that to your advantage. Let's say you wanted to make a little traffic light. Let's make a traffic light. Let's make sure it's all in shot. Okay? Well, firstly, turn them all off. Select the first light you want to program by turning it on. Choose the color you want to have it remember, and then hit off. Then hit the second light, change it to the color you want, so we'll do yellow, and then hit off. Then do the third light. We wanted it to do green for a traffic light. is green, and hit off. All three of these lights you have now set, and when you hit off, that's it. It just powers it off. So if they're already off and you hit off, well, it can't go any further than that. So the next time you turn it on, all of the lights will be programmed to remember what you set them as. So if you hit on, they light up red, yellow, and green. And you can do this in any way you want. On my Max 101 channel that I have as well, I made a video talking about, well, I've done several videos where I've used these lights. And yeah, I've done stuff like that. So the way I programmed it, let's say I wanted it to be 3 buttons like this, and I wanted this one to be red and both of these to be the turquoise-ish kind of color. Well, if you want to program 2 lights to be the same color, then you'll want to turn them both on and then do the color you want. Let's just do this weird, yeah, we'll pick that greenish color. Do off, and then I said I think I wanted this one red, so I click it on, switch it over to red. And now, the next time you turn everything on, which really you can just hit on like that, there you go, there's the color. So you can just program them if you'd like to do that. Now I'm going to show you the full smooth cycle. So when you push the smooth button and it goes kind of rainbow through all the colors, I will now show you the full cycle of that while I'm talking. Smooth always starts over from red, like that. Gradually fades through the colors. Now my camera sensor it's better than the CMOS. I don't think it is a CMOS sensor, CMOS or whatever. So the color reproduction is a little bit better on these. Yeah, that's just it going through all the colors. I know it's not real fancy, but I'll just have some music going as it goes through the whole thing. Get started over. And as you can see, I think this tap light here is lagging behind a little bit. These two are changing in unison, and this one I think is, or no, this one's actually a little bit ahead of these two. So that's kind of interesting. If you, I might do this later, but if you let these run for a few hours on this smooth mode, chances are they will not be synced up. They do not, the lights do not communicate with each other. The remote communicates to them, and they communicate back to the remote, and that's really it. Well, even that they don't really do. It's pretty much just goes from the... yeah, you can see how these two are showing a different color than that. And again, it has a memory, so if you power it on, it will go back to the smooth mode, and you can see them changing. Let's just put them back on white for now. Well, I quite like these things. These things are pretty cool. They're much smaller than the other tap lights, as I mentioned. I do like that. Just nice little tap lights, and I like that they look the same as what you may be used to. And I do like the RGB aspect of it, although I know some people would probably think, well, that's kind of pointless. I like that it has the technology in it as well as the remote to go even more than just RGB. It does 13 different colors. Remember all the things that I said in this review? Well, I'm already forgetting them. So I do like all that. Again, some people may not ever need some people may have just rather preferred it to have an on and then an off. But you do have a remote, and I like that they can be used for cabinets or just for general tap light use. Just leave one in a closet somewhere, so if the power ever goes out, just grab it, turn it on, and put it somewhere. No need for candles. You know, they just have multiple uses, and it comes with 6 of them, so yeah, more than enough. Now, I actually use these tap lights in my signal. I have a signal? Well, it's from my second channel. I have a second channel? Well, you are certainly asking a lot of questions, but yes, I have a channel all dedicated about light rail. And so, our local light rail system uses block signals for the trains, and we have a little homemade signal right up there. And I used these lights in that area there and remotely was able to turn them on or off. Now, here's a link to a video that shows that in action. I was demonstrating on how certain signals worked. And in the red the red up here, I was using the tap light, and I actually had it on the red mode, I think. I have to jog my memory back to when I made that video, but anyway, yeah. So I did use these exact tap lights for that, and they have multiple other uses, of course. But I just really like that these things are small, they have great remote sensitivity to be used from anywhere. So if you recognize them from that video, then that's probably why. Well, that appears to be it for this video, and I'll see you next time.